Buffalo Bills and Brandon Beane trade for Nyheim Hines, running back from the Indianapolis Colts. The rumors were true. Unbelievable. Searching pass, receiving, catching running back to pair with Devin Singletary. Yes, we drafted James Cook, but I think we like having a veteran presence there, knowing what is fully capable in this offense, knowing the Bills are passing the ball 60% of the time. I think it's absolutely huge news. But Buffalo Bills report here from Yahoo Sports. The Bills trade for Nyheim Hines. Unbelievable. After rumors of Christian McCaffrey, right? After rumors of Kareem Hunt, these scat back type running backs. And what I ultimately like the most, I'm going to get to at the end of this video, but unbelievable. Adam Schefter reporting here, and another trade today before the deadline. Today is the deadline. Colts are trading Nyheim Hines to the Buffalo Bills. Unbelievable trade. I love Brandon Beane. Is improving this team. Miami made moves today. Buffalo Bills make moves for running back Nyheim Hines, 5'9", 196 pounds. He's a veteran, was drafted in 2018. He's been in the league for some time, and he's primarily a receiving scat back type running back, but he could also run the ball too. In 2022, he's played in pretty much every game this season. You can see he's had 18 rushing attempts for 36 yards. The Colts just really are not doing much this year and have a losing record, but 25 receptions so far in 2022. 18 rushing attempts, 25 receptions on 28 targets. He's had 188 receiving yards, no receiving touchdowns. But getting into Nyheim Hines, it's going to be interesting to see what Brandon Beane gave away for him. Breaking news here, breaking it down. Raleigh on YouTube says, isn't Hines just Singletary basically? I don't agree. I think he's more of a scat back. He's a little bit faster. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run routes, the screen, and he's exactly what we want out of James Cook. And James Cook, he's more explosive. He's faster, but he's not that veteran, and he can learn something. He can learn something sitting behind Nyheim Hines here. Another comment, we got Clippers cards. We traded away Moss. Interesting. Yeah, we're going to get into exactly what they lost. Hopefully during this live, we'll get the breaking news. But what I want to cover here is what makes this trade so intriguing for the Bills is that Nyheim Hines has years on his contract. Like, he's going to be here for years to come. This isn't just a fly-by-night player that we signed and is going to be gone coming this free agency. We discussed it, right? Christian McCaffrey had years on that contract. That's why I liked it so much. Saquon Barkley entering free agency this offseason. Devin Singletary entering free agency this offseason. They're going to be getting bidding wars, right? It's going to be tough to retain Devin Singletary this upcoming year. We could very well have a future without Devin Singletary, having it just be Nyheim Hines and James Cook, being how much the Buffalo Bills pass the ball. It's going to be crazy. We'll see about the Moss. Trick for the win says good vibes. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. 25% snap count to James Cook last week. He did good with this snap count. 1 reception for 41 yards, 5 carries for 35 yards, averaging 7 yards a carry. But Brandon Beane and the Buffalo Bills still felt the need to bring in Nyheim Hines here. Unbelievable signing. And again, primarily a receiving back. We saw it with the stats. Let's get into more news, see if we got anything here. We saw all of them getting interesting. So let's see. So let's Stephon Diggs. I wanted to see if we're getting any details here. I know Adam Schefter reported here. Here it is. We got it. Breaking news here, guys. Zach Moss and a conditional 6th-round pick in 2023 to the Colts. History has been broken right here at BNC, guys. Got you the news. Running back Zach Moss, conditional 6th-round pick for Nyheim Hines, a much better suited running back for the Buffalo Bills here. Clearly, the Bills are passing the football here with Josh Allen. He's catching the ball out of the backfield. James Cook, I'm liking it. Guys. Here we go. David breaks it down to traded Moss in a conditional 6. Unbelievable move by Brandon Beane. I couldn't agree more. I mean, we saw it last week, and even against the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to be one of the most important games that we won against back in week 6, and Zach Moss wasn't out there. And that to me signaled like, if you're not going to be out there against one of the hardest games that we have to play potentially this season, you're trade bait. And that goes to show you he was trade bait. Zach Moss gets traded with the 6th round pick going away to the Indianapolis Colts. We get Nyheim Hines here to pair with James Cook to maybe have James Cook learn a little bit. We're kind of getting into the stats too, already breaking it down. But you guys could see, right? Nyheim Hines, great deal. He's got years on his contract until 2024. He will be here until 2024, right? That's huge, huge news. And it's a good deal. I mean, what? $4 million, $5 million for Nyheim Hines. Really like that. Really like that. And he's a veteran. We saw it here. Look at, been in the league since 2018, 72 game starts. I mean, what? Unbelievable. He's doing great. Even this season, 25 receptions, 188 receiving yards. I like it. Absolutely like it. So another player that we can kind of compare him to is James Cook. You know, I think James Cook, when you look at what he's been able to do this season, we all know the veteran presence. You know, the veteran presence. It's so important to have that veteran presence. So receiving, James Cook has only had 5 receptions on 8 targets. You know, so there's something going on there. Like, we all expected James Cook to be this receiving type running back for the Buffalo Bills, but we're not trusting him there. Like, we're giving him the attempts, 24 rushing attempts, right? Nyheim Hines, roughly, I think he had 25 rushing attempts. So they're around the same rushing attempts, but the receiving factor, Nyheim Hines has 28 receptions. James Cook has 5. You guys could see it here. Only 8 targets. I mean, a lot of yards, 78 yards, no receiving touchdowns. But again, having that veteran presence for the Buffalo Bills here. So take a glance again in 2022, 18 rushing attempts for Nyheim Hines. But look, 28 targets, 25 receptions. So James Cook, 5 receptions, 20 more receptions through week 8. Nyheim Hines is definitely going to bring and ignite something here for the Buffalo Bills offense. Breaking news per Adam Schefter, trade terms coming out here. Zach Moss and a 6th round pick for Nyheim Hines. Our Super Bowl run is starting now. Comments, questions, concerns in the chat. Raleigh says Moss wasn't doing much of anything. So I agree. I think I'm the right team, with Jonathan Taylor and the Colts and Zach Moss, a team that is going to really punch you in the mouth and ground and pound you and try and keep guys like Josh Allen on the sidelines and win it with their defense and the ground and pound attack, right? I think Zach Moss is a fit. But the Buffalo Bills' philosophy is to run up the score on offense, to take teams like the Colts, like the Ravens, like Green Bay, who have these great running attacks out of the game. So you force them to pass the ball. And, that's what we got to do. We're running up the score, passing the ball 60% of the time. Nyheim Hines, James Cook, makes sense. It makes sense. And Devin Singletary's perfect mix. Like, he's not going to really run routes. He's not going to run the entire route tree. I mean, he could split out wide, but he's not going to run the entire route tree. James Cook, Nyheim Hines, these guys can run almost the full freaking route tree. And Hines is definitely going to teach James Cook. Joshua Harris here says, Bills are going all the way. He's going to be here a while. We're going to be looking at Nyheim Hines in a Buffalo Bills uniform for an awfully long time, guys, till 2025 potentially. Unbelievable. Unbelievable trade. Bean is always seeking out great value, and I knew it. If there was going to be a trade, just like Stephon Diggs, whenever he trades for a player, he's finding a player with years left on that contract. The worst thing is to trade for a running back or trade for any player for that matter who's in a contract year and you don't know whether, they have that leverage. If I was a player in the NFL and I was entering free agency, I had the ability to enter free agency, I would do it. I would do it just to see what the worth is there, and such a smart move, always being so frugal with the Bills Mafia's money, taking care of that money for Bills Mafia. Absolutely love it, man. That's exactly why we're at where we're at. Vincent says Hines is an upgrade to the running game, backing up James Cook, Delvin Cook's brother. That's right, Vincent. And we'll see. We'll see what goes down here. 25% snap count for James Cook. But again, we looked at it through the first 8 weeks of the season here. James Cook has 5 receptions, only 8 targets, right? And Nyheim Hines has 28 targets and 25 receptions. I think that is really what's holding back this offense, is not having a receiving running back like Nyheim Hines. Christian McCaffrey we were eyeing up. Kareem Hunt we were eyeing up. Guys that can catch the ball out of the backfield that are fast. The screen game, just huge. And what we've been seeing are teams actually blitzing Josh Allen on and off, blitzing. Green Bay did it. The Chiefs did it. And what you want is to get the ball out quickly to that running back. I really think with the experience of Nyheim Hines, just going to be huge. This is going to be huge. This is a big signing, guys. Big-time signing for Bills Mafia. Clippers Cards, too, says, I like that Hines is still young. He definitely is still young, too. I mean, look at this. He's 26 years old. Huge. Look at that. Yeah, we're going to have him in, like, the prime of his career. Are you serious? And such a great deal. Look at the deal here. Are you kidding me? $4.4 million, $4.5 million next year, $5 million after that. Just great deal. Unbelievable deal seeking that out. Huge. Absolutely huge. And here are the stats, right? Through 2022, 28 targets, 25 receptions. You know, he's had 18 carries compared to Cook. I mean, Cook, we're not trusting him in the passing game. Josh Allen, Ken Dorsey, we're just not there yet in the passing game. And he had to focus on something. You know, as a rookie, you put all this on him, but, you know, what are you going to have him do? Work this offseason and in the run and the pass and really not get anywhere. And we've been seeing him run the ball. He's been doing pretty good. He's had 24 rushing attempts. He's had more rushing attempts than Nyheim Hines this year, but dramatically less targets, 20 less targets in the passing game. So it's just proof. It's proof that the Bills definitely don't trust Cook as much as they would Nyheim Hines in the passing game. And then you know it, man. Just like this past game, if we were against a better team, right, man, who knows? We could have been in a position where we needed to score points, or if we, God forbid, get behind in a game and we need to start passing the ball. I like having that scat back, a running back, where you could hand the ball off to him and he could take it to the house, or you could throw the ball to him and he could take it to the house. And the dynamic of having a running back line up at running back and then shifting him out wide to wide receiver, and then having that running back be able to burn you over the top and to run the entire route tree, that opens up an offense. That, talk about an X factor there. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. Yeah, Nyheim Hines, he's 5'9". Let's see here, 5'9". Yeah, he's dynamite. We'll try to get the player comparison really quick too, just to give you guys player comparisons. I know some of you guys get mad that I pull up the player comparisons, but they are from a speed, acceleration, strength standpoint. These are accurate because they are coming from the combine and their ratings, right? I mean, it's easy to tell how fast a player is by their 40-yard dash and all these things. So we could take a look at James Cook, 40-yard dash compared to Nyheim Hines. Speed, acceleration, their overall catch ratings. So here we go. I pulled it up and look at this. I mean, James Cook and Nyheim Hines. James Cook is 75 overall. Nyheim Hines 77 overall, and I would expect the overall awareness to be more for Hines, and it is 72 compared to James Cook's 62. So that's a huge factor. Now, when looking at the speed, acceleration, it's a tie. I mean, just goes to show you how fast and explosive Nyheim Hines is. They ran the same 40. They have the same acceleration. I mean, 92 speed to James Cook's 92. 93 acceleration. James Cook is actually rated a little bit stronger at 67. Agility, I think he could be a little bit more agile, so that shows that he's got him beat as a athleticism standpoint. The catching, look at the overall catching. Nyheim Hines is 78 overall catch compared to James Cook, which is 71. Carry ability, meaning their ability to not fumble, is roughly the same, 87, 85. What we got to see is really the route running. So stiff arm, the juke move, those are all pretty much the same, but these are pass receiving running backs, right? And we got to take a look at the route running here. Their catch in traffic, spectacular catch, right? You got here 61 compared to James Cook's 53. They're catching traffic. Look at that. Nyheim Hines catching traffic is as good as a wide receiver, 70 overall. Short route running, 73 overall. Mid route running, 67. And deep route running, 61. And you could see James Cook, the deep route running, mid route running, dramatically less. Smart move from Brandon Beane, bringing in our running back that fits our team. Unfortunate that, we had to get rid of Zach Moss. But I think it was overall a smart move, getting rid of a 6th-round pick and Zach Moss to get this running back. I can smell the run. I can smell it too. Ryan, I can smell it too. The Super Bowl is here, baby. You got to get them acclimated. We got to get them acclimated a little bit. Just like Xavier Rhodes, there's been a lot of guys that we brought in behind the scenes, and we got to get them acclimated to the season. And God forbid an injury or whatever it is. I like this move. Absolutely like this move. Joshua Harris says, let's go Buffalo. Buffalo Bills Mafia. This day is historic. We got a running back here. I mean, James Cook and Nyheim Hines are the future. They're going to be here until 2025. This is the duo. This is the dynamic duo the Buffalo Bills have been looking for. And fortunately, this year we got Devin Singletary. Hopefully we re-sign him when he hits free agency, but I don't know. He's having a heck of a season. Devin Singletary's having a heck of a season. We'll see. Jonathan Jewett in the chat says, this is what I wanted. The Singletary and Hines duo is insane. Totally agree. Devin Singletary, man, are you kidding me? He actually held it together. The games that Jonathan Taylor was out for the Indianapolis Colts, Nyheim Hines filled in seamlessly. Absolutely love this. This move. Brandon Beane, it's not only from a player standpoint, he fits exactly what we need. He's just as fast and explosive as James Cook, right? And we're getting a great deal on him. He's going to be here for the long term. I mean, we always talk about continuity, building Josh Allen, having that camaraderie with Diggs and Gabe Davis and McKenzie, having a running back that Josh Allen can build with in the passing game for the next 3 seasons. I mean, that's absolutely huge. And also James Cook. Don't forget, James Cook is a rookie. And before the season started, Devin Singletary even said he's going to learn things from James Cook in the pass game. That's not good. In a way, it's good for Devin Singletary, but in a way, there's no one really teaching or helping progress James Cook. But now there is. Nyheim Hines comes to the Buffalo Bills. Go Bills on YouTube. DB running. Buffalo on top. We're balling out. We're going to be good. Jonathan Jewett says, I love that we have 2 running backs that are starting caliber, and it gives more time for James to work on his game. Yes. Instead of feeling pressured, knowing like that's been the philosophy going against the Chiefs, going against Green Bay, going against good teams that we could potentially lose to. The best option for the Buffalo Bills is to have a receiving fast running back behind Devin Singletary right now. And it wasn't James Cook. It's not James Cook. It's just, I don't know. As much as I want to see the Buffalo Bills win the ball, win the game, running the ball at the end of the game, you don't need to necessarily do that. You just need to keep the clock running. And you could do that with the passing game, technically. And Devin Singletary's been doing that just enough. But you still need to have that element where you got to have that home run threat. If the Buffalo Bills get down in a game, by 2 or more scores, I love having a running back that can take it to a house with any touch, with any opportunity. What's going on here? You're saying we traded for Dean Marlowe. Dean Marlowe is back with the Bills. we'll hop back on Twitter here, guys. All sorts of crazy stuff is going down. I don't know. We're going to check out some more breaking news here for the Buffalo Bills. Trading door is closing in 5 minutes. Let's see. I don't know. Here's the official Twitter post for the Bills. We could check it out here. The official post. It is official from Buffalo Bills Twitter feed here. Bills receive running back Nyheim Hines for we give away Zach Moss and a 2023 6th-round pick. Now, I don't know. Are there rumors of Dean Marlowe here? I don't know. We'll see. Look at this. Here's Chris Brown. The Buffalo Bills reacquire some valuable safety depth in wake of Jordan Poyer injury. The loss of Micah Hyde for the season. They pick up veteran Dean Marlowe from Atlanta, 2023 7th-round pick. The Buffalo Bills. Here we go. Brandon Beane with 5 minutes before the frickin' deadline, busting out Nyheim Hines and Dean Marlowe coming back to B-Lo, baby. Man, it's great to see, but I don't know. Not good news on maybe Jordan Poyer. Not good news on Jordan Poyer. We got to see how long Jordan Poyer is going to be out, but that sure steadiness from Dean Marlowe. Hey, we got to have a veteran presence, and that goes back to another veteran presence signing and what we lost when Jordan Poyer went out. In the game that we played without Jordan Poyer or Micah Hyde, it's a little dysfunctional back there. The communication, not having the confidence in the back end. Kyer Elam, Christian Benford, Dane Jackson, they don't have that reassurance from Jordan Poyer or Micah Hyde at that safety spot, and it's tough. And we saw it as soon as Jordan Poyer went out after his elbow injury against Green Bay, they really started picking us apart. So Dean Marlowe being another veteran presence, being that reassurance to Kyer Elam, making them confident on a play-to-play basis, making them know that they're lined up right and the play's going to be all good, right? So we got to pay attention to that. Sean McDermott makes a move. Brandon Beane makes another move. A little sprinkle on top here on the offensive side, a little sprinkle on top on the defensive side. The Buffalo Bills are doing it. 7th-round pick for Marlowe. Here we go. We going crazy right now. Absolutely love it. 7th-round pick for Marlowe. Buffalo's going crazy. It's a great time to be a Buffalo Bills fan. That is absolutely right. Couldn't agree more. If you had to do a 3-player trade, I don't know about that. Mixing it around would be nuts. It'd be nuts. Yeah, this is huge. I completely agree, Jonathan. I'm saying that Marlowe, huge. DeMar Hamlin is a complete dog. And there's a reason why DeMar Hamlin's in there ahead of Jaquan Johnson next to Jordan Poyer. DeMar Hamlin is playing so well this season. Unbelievably well. You would think that Jaquan Johnson, he's the veteran. He's been here longer. You think that he would have that veteran presence, but it just goes to show you what playing experience means. Having that playing experience out there. Dean Marlowe's huge. We need Trey White back too. That is going to be such a huge upgrade to this defense. Brandon Beane, 5 minutes before the deadline. Bam, Nyheim Hines coming in. Dean Marlowe coming back to the Buffalo Bills. We tried re-signing him, but we just couldn't do it because of his contract. Beane does it. Again. Absolutely fantastic. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving this, guys. Great moves for the Buffalo Bills. Let's try and pull up Dean Marlowe's stats here, actually. When he was here with Buffalo, we can see. We already took a look at – I'm going to get this switched over for you guys. You guys can see. We were comparing James Cook with Nyheim Hines. Now we're taking a look at Dean Marlowe back with the Buffalo Bills. We can even take a look at DeMar Hamlin, right? Even Poyer. Show you guys what this is all about. Here are all the overall ratings. DeMar Hamlin, he's rated 66 overall. Dean Marlowe, 71. And again, awareness is actually pretty close to the same. What we really got to look at is Jaquan Johnson. Poyer, unfortunately, this could be a sign that Poyer is going to be out for a while, unfortunately. So here we go. Dean Marlowe, 71. Damar Hamlin, 66. Jaquan Johnson, 67. Jaquan Johnson, speed is 84. Marlowe's speed is 84. Hamlin's is 86. Acceleration, Johnson's is 88. Marlowe's is 85. It's really the awareness, and he is the most aware. 70 overall awareness. Hamlin's is 69. Johnson's is 68. Kind of interesting there. See their tackling ability here. Dean Marlowe is 76 overall tackling. Hamlin is 60. Jaquan Johnson is 72. Interesting. Kind of interesting. I think it's a smart move, wise move. Got to get that depth. We don't know how long Jordan Poyer is going to be out, right? And Devin Singletary entering free agency. Huge. Absolutely huge. I mean, we didn't trust James Cook in the passing game. We haven't trusted him to this point. It's hard to trust a rookie. And the targets signal that. Only, 8 targets in the passing game compared to Nyheim Hines, where the Colts have targeted him 28 times so far this season. Now, James Cook has had more rushing attempts than Nyheim Hines so far this season, but the Bills need a pass receiving running back. I think this is huge. What happened to the Bills? Yeah, I don't know. After these signings, Jonathan, I don't know if the Bills are going to sign Odell Beckham. And maybe I really think it'd be wise to maybe even wait until later in the year, because there is some distraction things there with him. Who knows? Even up until this point with him on Twitter saying the team, and I don't know. It's just that little bit of a distraction. I don't know if Bean likes it, McDermott likes it. But if it's late, right, if we get late until the year and maybe there's an injury or it's right before the playoffs and the Bills sign him then, where he can't beat it, too much of a distraction at that point, maybe. But you got to be concerned with that for sure. And the cost of them too. The cost you got to keep in mind. This would be a 1-year deal for Odell Beckham. What is the cost? This is definitely costing us a little bit more to get Nyheim Hines. We had interest in Christian McCaffrey, Kareem Hunt. I mean, there was other rumors of other running backs as well, but you can see Nyheim Hines is the guy, and he's going to be the guy here for until 2024, and we're going to be paying him a lot of money. I mean, $4.4 million next year, $5 million after that. Pretty crazy. We got to see what the Bills are actually incurring on the cap this season. But obviously the Bills didn't have much cap space. We had, I think, $1.6 million of cap space. So somehow we were able to make this all happen. Craziness. Nyheim Hines, Dean Marlowe, Brandon Beane doing some big time things. If you guys are hyped up, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe for future content. We're doing long form videos, short form videos, going live during the week, during games, answering your questions here. Good move. I love it. He ran a 4.3840. That's exactly what James Cook ran. So they are exactly the same speed. So you know how fast James Cook is. Well, guess what? We just got his duplicate here with Nyheim Hines, and Nyheim Hines has the experience. He's got the route tree experience, the route running in the NFL. He's going to be here until 2025 working with Josh Allen. Huge. Absolutely huge. Oh, baby. Come on, baby. Get hyped up. This is a big day for Bills Mafia. Getting better. If you think about it, Hines is huge also with the injury due to Jamison Crowder, because Hines is amazing in the slot. Well said, Jonathan. Exactly. Jamison Crowder was a big loss, and we were expecting to get better and better with Jamison Crowder as the season progressed, and he got hurt. And we don't even have Jamison Crowder anymore. But, I was expecting Jamison Crowder and Josh Allen at the end of the season to be a threat and make those memorable moments on the football field, get that experience. Right? And he got hurt. So unfortunate. We gave up Zach Moss in a 6th-round pick in 2023. So Zach Moss is now no longer a Buffalo Bill. Per Adam Schefter, Zach Moss is no longer a Buffalo Bill. Bills confirmed it as well. Here you guys could see the official post from Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills give away Zach Moss and a conditional 6th-round pick in 2023 for running back, Nyheim Hines, the running back that we need, the receiving running back that we need is here in Buffalo. Got some comments here on Twitter. He says, hope he scores the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl for you. Seems like Colt fans, you got a great one. Treat him well. This kid says this ruins my week. Oh, gosh. Oh, geez. Bills fans, please take care of him. Going to miss him as a Colts fan. So he seems like a great player for the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Buffalo Bills surely got a winner here. And then also in wake of the Jordan Poyer injury, we're still waiting to see how big of an injury this is, how long Jordan Poyer is going to be out. But the Buffalo Bills and Brandon Beane waste no time. Bring in ex-Buffalo Bill, Dean Marlowe. Man, I mean, literally, flashback to Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde. We always spoke about Dean Marlowe stepping in and not missing a beat. And once again, Dean Marlowe comes back to Buffalo, being that veteran presence. He knows the scheme. He's going to help out, working alongside most likely DeMar Hamlin. Absolutely huge. Brandon Beane wasting no time. Let's go. I agree. OBG won't be a distraction. Von Miller encouraged him. As long as we're winning, I agree. That's why, like in the playoffs, that's why if you lose, you're done. The season's done and OBJ goes away, right? But, if for whatever reason, I believe in the Buffalo Bills. Don't get me wrong, but if OBJ gets signed here, for whatever reason the season goes sideways, who knows what is going to happen, So I agree. I think late in the season would make the most amount of sense. Next weapon for Allen to beat the blitz. Well said. I said that earlier in the stream. This is a blitz beater. All those teams trying to blitz Josh Allen, the Chiefs. I said it. They gave the right DNA to try and beat the Buffalo Bills, occasionally blitzing that sneak blitz, right? And teams really stopped blitzing Josh Allen until the Chiefs started doing it against us. And I think this is, you blitz us, bam, Nyheim Hines, he gets the ball and he just outruns everybody. Just take it straight to the house. Midnight says, goodbye, Moss. We upgraded at running back. Hines will be the starter by week 9. Moss, I think, is a great fit for the Colts, too. A team that wants to grind the ball. Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss rely on that defense, win the time of possession, right? I think Zach Moss is a better fit, and that's just not the Buffalo Bills' DNA. We outgrew Zach Moss, and I'm kind of surprised, that year that we drafted Zach Moss, going into that season, we implemented this high potent passing attack, passing the ball around 60 or more than 60% of the time. The Bills' philosophy, and it's a team philosophy now, is that we run up the score. We're running up the score and we're forcing opposing offenses to pass the ball. We're taking guys like Derrick Henry out of the game, guys like Jonathan Taylor out of the game, right? And we're making these offenses pass the ball. And even with Aaron Rodgers, we're forcing the Green Bay Packers to pass the ball because Aaron Rodgers is in a post-era Devontae Adams offense, right? They don't have the offensive weapons that are there. So even if they have a good quarterback, it really depends. If they're struggling offensively, makes a lot of sense. Makes sense, guys. We're running up the score offensively. We need a running back that we can run up the score with. So absolutely huge signing. They definitely stole Hines. I agree. They stole him. Zach Moss, Zach Moss, a 6th-round pick. I think it's huge. It's absolutely huge. And plus, when you consider that Nyheim Hines has these years on his contract, right? He's here until 2024. He's 26 years old. Man, Brandon Beane smelled it out again, found another great signing for the Buffalo Bills. Absolutely loving it. He's just as fast as James Cook, but he's got the veteran presence. He's got the memorable moments on the football field. Baby, get hyped up. Get hyped up, Bills Mafia. Get hyped up. Unbelievable signing from Brandon Beane. Best freaking GM in the league again. Again, proven. GM of the year, Sean McDermott, Coach of the year, Josh Allen, MVP. Let's do this thing. Ronald says he's 5'9", 197. He's 5'9", 197, and he's just as fast as James Cook. Not as agile, maybe slightly less agile, but is more aware, can run the whole route tree, is great in the slot. Tony says Moss was actually pretty strong and made some powerful plays in the end zone. You can make anyone look like a superstar. Yep. Yes. And I agree. Like Moss in Moss mode, we all expected him to be that pounder, that punch you in the mouth type running back. And that's exactly what he is. And I think, honestly, Moss improved from any other year. This is the best Zach Moss that we've had. I really think Zach Moss is doing great this year. He had done great this year, but he just doesn't fit our team. He doesn't fit what we're trying to do offensively, but he does fit the Colts. That punch you in the mouth, that Jonathan Taylor wear you out type, short yardage situation. It's a good fit for the Colts. So I think it really is a win-win situation when you look at it. I think it's a great thing here. Jonathan Jewett says if Moss didn't have a huge injury, he would have been 10 times better as a power back. Yeah, it's just tough. And Moss, he reminds me, he just needs to still get a little bit bigger, right? I think he kind of was stuck between a rock and a hard place. He was mixed between, and he can catch the ball too out of the backfield, but he's not like that great at it. You know, I think he just needs to decide where to go, Moss, whether you want to be a bigger back or you want to be, a little bit slimmer. I think the best route for him is just to go big, be like that Derrick Henry type, punch you right in the mouth type running back. So that's right, Tony. Get hyped up. Get hyped up. Hines has the NFL highlights to compare the rookies. I agree. Check it out. Check out Hines' highlights. He's doing some big-time things, baby. Noob says, I love it. Big dubs for the Buffalo Bills, making moves 5 minutes before the deadline here, the trade deadline. Bean makes 2 trades. The injury to Jordan Poyer, hopefully Poyer's not out for too long. Man, we got to see what's going on here. But Dean Marlowe is the answer for safety, and Nyheim Hines is going to freaking upgrade this offense. Love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, we do. Jamal says it. We got some running back sets in the mix. Imagine Devin Singletary, James Cook being out there, right? Devin Singletary, Nyheim Hines being out there at the same time. It's going to be freaking huge. That is some huge stuff. And imagine just being down in a game, right? If, God forbid, we're down in a game going against a great team, what other running back would you rather have in the game right now? I'm picking Nyheim Hines. I'm picking Nyheim Hines 110% of the time to be that receiving type running back for Josh Allen. He's going to be here until 2025. Josh Allen, Nyheim Hines are going to work together for the next few seasons. They're just going to get better and better and better. He can play in the slot. He can play on the outside. He can just do freaking everything. He's going to be that X factor for Bills Mafia, and he's going to help James Cook develop as a player himself. Absolutely huge. Angel says, men just out here seeing you static about this trades. Give some info. I think it does. Does it alter the OBJ getting to the Bills? I did mention something like this already, and I think it does. From a cap situation, it alters it big time. Definitely alters it big time. And I don't know. Think about it, guys. Maybe if Poyer didn't get hurt, we had to make a move for Dean Marlowe and a move for now Nyheim Hines. I don't know how much cap or what we could do to bring in Odell Beckham. It'd be hard. It'd be hard to do it. And I don't know if we need to. We're that good. We're that good. We got to believe in what we got. Nyheim Hines is that guy. Nyheim Hines is that guy for us. Is that offensive weapon for us. That's what we got to rock with now. We made the move. Nyheim Hines, Buffalo Bills. Moss is gone. That's right. We got it. Tony says Moss looked like a bowling ball when he was making breakouts. I'm telling you, this year he looked the best. But I don't know. Maybe in a different scheme too with the Colts, he'll do better. Got Noob again, losing Poyer and Hyde. Get Trey Day back. That's right. It's just the reassurance. Like, we need the confidence. When Poyer went out against Green Bay, we started getting picked apart. Even the other game, I forgot what game it was, but when Poyer and Hyde were out, we did not do well defensively. And it's not only from the safety standpoint, but the corners, the entire defense, just having that veteran confidence, that reassurance. Kyer Elam having that reassurance that he's going to have coverage over the top, or they're reading the right defense, or Jordan Poyer's like, hey, no, you're thinking the wrong thing, right? We don't have that out there without Jordan Poyer or Micah Hyde, but we have it now again with Dean Marlowe, bringing that back in. So it's a huge, huge deal bringing that in. We saw it. That was a huge loss against Green Bay. And if you watch the tape, I started watching it again today. If you watch the tape there, it was a big loss. When Poyer went out, there was definitely miscommunication between Jaquan Johnson, Damar Hamlin. We got to get him up to speed. Get him up to speed. Melissa says we got Nyheim Hines. Yes, we did. It is official. Buffalo Bills. They just announced it here. Absolutely huge. Dynamite move for the Bills. Nyheim Hines gets traded. Buffalo Bills bring in Nyheim Hines. Zach Moss is gone. Zach Moss is gone. There it is. Official Twitter feed. We've acquired Nyheim Hines from the Indianapolis Colts for exchange for Zach Moss and a conditional 6th-round pick. Unreal. And also Dean Marlowe. Who's hyped up? Let me know in the chat if you guys are hyped up. We're going to do some crazy things the rest of this year. I can't wait to see Josh Allen and Nyheim Hines develop here throughout the rest of the year. And also for the next few seasons, since he's here, he's going to be here for the next freaking 4 years, man, or till 2025 he'll be here. Absolutely huge dynamite move. Getting into it. Midnight. Hood strikes back, says we have Singletary and Cook to back him up. Now we have a good running back room. Went from somewhat good to really good. I love that take, man. And you got to keep in mind, Devin Singletary entering free agency this upcoming year. He's going to be entering a bidding war this free agency. And I don't know if the Bills are going to have the cap space to retain Devin Singletary, especially with the season that he's having. He's balling out of control this year, Devin Singletary. I don't know. I would love to re-sign Devin Singletary, but do not get me wrong. I think when he enters free agency, it's going to be a bidding war, and we're not going to be able to get him. And we know for a fact right now that Nyheim Hines and James Cook are going to be here at least until 2025. Buffalo Bills are passing the ball more than 60% of the time every game. It makes all the sense in the world to have these running backs that could do a little bit, something with the ball in their hand. Guys getting yards after the catch. We spoke about it this offseason. Josh Allen did. Sean McDermott did. Putting the ball in a position that our players can make a play after the catch. Yards after catch. Explosive plays. That's what wins you football games. Defensively, you want to limit those explosive plays. I mean, James Cook, 1 reception against Green Bay last week for 41 yards. Absolutely dynamite move. And it's just a trust factor. It's James Cook is doing everything right. As a rookie, he's doing everything possible, and he's showing out. But you got to have a veteran presence that Josh Allen can trust, and the proof is there. 72 game starts for Nyheim Hines compared to James Cook's 7 game starts. I mean, 10 times the game starts for Nyheim Hines. Plus, Nyheim Hines is 26 years old. He's just as fast and just as quick as James Cook. He's got the experience. He's got the better catching in traffic. He's a better route runner, short route runner, mid routes, deep routes. I mean, this is huge. This is huge for the Buffalo Bills. Absolutely huge. Come on, baby, get hyped up. Let's go. Pierre says, does Hines take number 1 running back role? We'll see. I think Devin Singletary should be the guy to start the game, but if we get down by 1 or 2 possessions, that's the guy. I'm going with the running backs that could take it to the house with any opportunity that they get. With any ball that, they could take it to the house. Fins up. Winsey says, we coming for the Bills. Man, Miami made some moves today, too. They're taking us serious. Miami, even though they beat us earlier in the year, they made some moves today, too. Unreal, guys. Man, the AFC East is serious. It's getting serious up in here. It's getting serious. Let's go. Melissa Stage says, we got Hines Super Bowl bound. I agree. We're Super Bowl bound. Bills should acquire a safety in the first round with our injuries there and our lucky. We don't need a first round pick to go crazy. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with this upcoming draft. I really like Damar Hamlin, but Jaquan Johnson is in a contract year as well, too. So we got to see Jaquan Johnson. Man, I was expecting so much more from Jaquan Johnson, like working behind even Dean Marlowe, working behind Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde all these years. And you would think that he'd be the guy that we would go to ahead of Damar Hamlin. And second-year player Damar Hamlin gets the start, has been starting alongside Jordan Poyer. Jordan Poyer goes down, and the Bills are like, we saw it. Jaquan Johnson, DeMar Hamlin, and Green Bay were like, we got to make a move. Trade for Dean Marlowe. Absolutely huge move. Seventh round pick for Dean Marlowe, coming from the Atlanta Falcons. Back to B-Low, baby. Come on now. Come on. Let's get it. Let's get it. Fins up again, says we bring in the sun with us. Hey, I'll take a little sun next time we play. It's going to be freezing cold. It's going to be freezing cold. Give you that. Give you that. Buffalo Bills. Jonathan says, gets 2 months of sun. Good try. Oh, man. Yeah, that's true. Let's go. Yep, Tony, and that's right. Trey White has been activated for the Buffalo Bills this week. He can practice. He's going to be day-to-day. I mean, at any given week, Trey White can come back. And what we saw is that Dean Jackson took Trey White's spot. And I think when Trey White comes back, we're going to see a rotation between Trey White and Dean Jackson just to get him acclimated to the season, and it's similar to what we're seeing on the opposite side with Kaiir Elam and Christian Benford. Christian Benford and Kaiir Elam versus the Green Bay Packers last week. Kaiir Elam had more snap count, 55% snap count compared to Christian Benford's 45% snap count, which is a little bit different than week one. Kaiir Elam got the start over Christian Benford, starting to earn those reps. But I'm expecting a rotation on both sides. And think about it. Quarterbacks not only have to watch game film study on Trey White and Dane Jackson, but they got to watch game film study on Christian Benford and Kaiir Elam and Taron Johnson and the mixture of guys that we're going to be rotating in there. Absolutely dynamite. The Bills disguise on defense. We stunt, we blitz. I mean, Greg Rousseau lining up way outside shoulder of the tight end, and he stunts and ends up over the center. I mean, this defense is chaos. It's chaos. Good luck going against it, Miami. Good luck going against it, Tua. That's right. We gonna get it. We gonna get it. I'm just saying, says not really. Let's go, Bills Mafia. Some big-time moves here from Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott, Leslie Frazier. We never get caught sitting on our hands. We're always so proactive, always making the moves to implement, to improve this team. Huge. Nyheim Hines, Dean Marlowe coming in. A little bit of sprinkles for this offense, a little bit of sprinkles for this defense. Huge news. Let's see. Jamal says Buffalo need to not beat themselves with the mistakes. Yes, and we started fast. We started fast off the bye against the Green Bay Packers, but we ended slow. And I think, that's part of knocking off the rust, right? Having a bye week away from football. Not only a bye week, but it was a bye week where players took vacations. They were completely away from football. And then we had to flip the switch, Sunday Night Football going all out ham. And we did it, but as the game progressed, I think we got a little bit complacent. We lost that killer mentality, that don't blink mentality, right? Against the Chiefs in 13 seconds, how urgent. We were urgent until the clocks hit zero, right? But against Green Bay, I think we lost that. We lost that sense a little bit, that taste of 13 seconds, right? Those pina coladas were strong, man. We got to get back. We got to get back to don't blink. I want to hear Von Miller talking about don't blink, right? And tell you right now, Brandon Beane, Sean McDermott did not blink with these freaking moves. Did not blink with these moves. 2 trades, 5 minutes before the deadline here. Nyheim Hines and Dean Marlowe solidifying a freaking Super Bowl run for the Buffalo Bills. We doing it. That shotgun draw going to be deadly as ever against. I agree that RPO is so dangerous. It's going to be so dangerous. And then motioning the running back out wide. So you can line up in the RPO, right? And then just motion the running back into the wide receiver spot. You have a running back now, Nyheim Hines, that can blow the top over the defense, that can run the entire route tree, right? And he can line up on the perimeter or in the slot. He can do so much for this offense. A true Swiss Army knife for the Buffalo Bills, and he's going to be here through 2025. This is a big-time deal. Josh Allen getting the running back of the futures here. We know it. James Cook, Nyheim Hines, they're going to be the guys going forward. Hopefully, maybe we resign Devin Singletary this off season when he hits free agency, but it's going to be a freaking bidding war. Tony says we need a successful running back that isn't just a receiver, and Singletary has been that. Not only will Bills pay to retain him. His loyalty will keep him here since we are Super Bowl bound anyways. And that could very well be the case. It's just my only concern, Tony, is where's the money going to come from, right? We can only spend so much money on so many players. Tremaine Edmonds is also in a contract year too. Like, we're going to have to dish money for him as well. It's just very, very tough. It's going to be tough. Now, I know like Jordan Phillips did a 1-year deal. I believe Shaq Lawson did a 1-year deal. And those are decisions that are going to have to be made at the end of the season. So it is very, I mean, we could very well sign Devin Singletary again. And there are a lot of running backs entering free agency too. So devil's advocate to that is all the running backs that are entering free agency, like Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara. There's a lot of guys that are entering free agency this year. And Devin Singletary, running backs don't normally get paid a lot anyways when they get into free agency. Plus, is going to have a lot of competition there. So we could very well sign Devin Singletary for the future. And he has been committed to this team. You know, we love retaining our own. I agree. I definitely agree. But Dean Marlowe, Midnight Hood Strikes Back, says Dean Marlowe was a sneaky good trade. He knows the system, has played well for us in the past. Another great trade by Big Baller Bean. Bro, I could not have said that any better, man. Could not have said that any better. It's that reassurance, that confidence that he instills in the back end of our defense, knowing and getting players lined up correctly, especially when you got rookies out there like Kaiir Elam and Christian Benford. If they're looking in the back end and they're thinking something, and they want to relay something to Dean Marlowe or Jaquan Johnson or DeMar Hamlin, you know, I would take Dean Marlowe just because of the veteran presence that he has. I would feel confident in trusting him. And he's a great tackler. Huge move. He knows the scheme. Could not have said it any better. Fins Up says the AFC East is for real. I agree. I mean, you got the Hall of Fame, potentially the best coach to ever coach, and Bill Belichick at the Patriots, capable of winning every freaking game, any game. I don't care who his players are, Mac Jones or Zappe, although Zappe does have better stats this season than Mac Jones. They're going through an offensive coordinator scheme change there, and Zappe's been really doing good. And then you look at the Miami Dolphins, kind of crazy. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua. I mean, that's some dangerous stuff. And they just signed Wilson. Today traded for Wilson from the 49ers after Christian McCaffrey went there. And also Chubb, I believe they signed. Bradley Chubb they traded for today too. Miami Dolphins are for real. Like, Miami Dolphins are going to be a better team than when we played them the first time. So we got to get prepared for that. But I still think we're going to slaughter you guys. And the Jets, really the only deficiency for the Jets is Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is holding the Jets back so bad. If Joe Flacco was their quarterback, man, they'd be winning games. But the thing is, you gotta give him an opportunity. You drafted Zach Wilson in the first round, I believe second overall pick in the NFL draft. He's got 18 career game starts. Is that enough? When do you move off? How many game starts is enough where you move off of a quarterback that you drafted that high? And I don't think 18 game starts is enough, especially when he's been injured on and off, you know? So, but I agree, Fins Up. AFC East is for real. Like it. But we getting Trey White back. Trey White should be a rotational player for the first couple games. I agree. Rotate him with Dane Jackson. Just like we're doing with Kaiir Elam and Christian Benford. Keep the rotation going. I really like it. And then matchup-wise too, right? Depending on matchups, maybe throughout the game we notice that Christian Benford's doing better against this type of wide receiver, so it switches. You stick with Benford a little bit more. Really like it. Like that. Oh, that's when you lose your friend in Madden, then you know you're better. Let's go. Jonathan says, it's funny. Finally, dark clouds are gone. And for the Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Pats, finally, the AFC East is starting to take shape and shape up here. Let's go. We got another count. Let's go, Buffalo Bills. People are getting hyped up here. We're balling out, guys. Comments, questions, concerns. Dean Marlowe is traded for. Buffalo Bills bring back Dean Marlowe, veteran presence, being that sure-handed reassurance for the Bills in the back end of the defense. And Nyheim Hines, just as fast as James Cook. a receiving scat back that can line up in slot, line up on the outside, screen passes. He's the freaking answer. He's got years left on his contract. This is huge. Absolutely huge. Let's go. We doing it. Yeah, Jonathan. Chubb and their pass rush. I know Miami made some moves. They definitely made some moves. Vincent says, let's go. Welcome back, Dean. Welcome back. We're doing it. Johnny says, so we're back to running a 3 running back rotation. Yeah, Zach Moss was actually called up last game, and Ken Dorsey was asked in his interview, like, why you had Zach Moss called up, like what's going on? And Dorsey said, like, well, you never really know how the game's going to shake out. But to me, the philosophy on this Buffalo Bills team is to run up the score offensively. Zach Moss is much more of a grinder type running back. He fits the Indianapolis Colts with Jonathan Taylor, grinding the ball on offense, winning the time of possession, keeping opposing quarterbacks on the sidelines. The Buffalo Bills are the complete opposite of that. Zach Moss is probably doing the best he ever has in the NFL, but he's just not a philosophy fit for us right now. James Cook, a guy that can take the ball to the house, score a touchdown with any opportunity, any ball touch. Nyheim Hines can do the same thing. It's a fit. It's a fit. Schematic fit, absolutely huge. And yes, I really think we are going to have 3 running backs called up for every single game. You look at it. James Cook, Nyheim Hines, Devin Singletary, Reggie Gilliam. We're going to have up, I think, every game going forward for the rest of the year. No doubt about it here. Bills are going to be running up the score. We run up the score. We take opposing running backs out of it, right? When we went against the Titans, how did we take Derrick Henry out of the game? We ran up the score by 2 or more possessions. Like, you cannot run the ball all the way down. Green Bay ran themselves a loss yesterday, right? Or last time we played them. You can't run the ball. When you get late in the game, the clock, you're not only fighting the score, you're fighting the clock. You got to score before the game ends. And running the ball, you don't score fast running the ball. It's very hard to score fast running the ball. So the Bills are definitely running up the score. They're forcing opposing teams to pass, putting the ball in the hands of Mac Jones or Zappy, putting the hands, of these quarterbacks that we could just pick off, baby, that we're going to pick off. Let's go. Welcome back, Dean. We got that one. The Buffalo Bills offense, still better than the Jets. They got Hines. Man, and they lost Breece Hall, too. That's a big shakeup for the Jets. They started so well this season, but Breece Hall, let's go. We're going to get it. We're going to beat everyone in the AFC East. We're going to dominate. We're going to dominate the rest of the year. That Miami game was a fluke. That Miami Heat in the sun, that was a fluke game. Just like the Patriots game in the wind and the snow in the playoffs. Come on now. 3 passes and they beat us? That's insane. Evan Thompson says our backup safeties may not be that good in coverage, but they can all tackle. They can definitely all tackle. That, like, when you look at the DNA, I actually got to ask Sean McDermott a question myself, specifically ask Sean McDermott, because I saw it with Josh Norman, with even EJ Gaines, with all the players that he's been bringing in, drafting Trey White 27th overall, finding Taron Johnson in the 3rd round, right? DeMar Hamlin in like the freaking 3rd round, 4th round. He has an eye for talent at the DB position. I asked Sean McDermott specifically, what are you looking for? Like, what's the most important trait that you look for out of these DBs? And he said it's their ability to transition to their football, their ability to break on the football. So every year the Buffalo Bills have gone into the NFL draft. I look for players that have the quickest break on the football. And sure enough, those are the guys that we're drafting, that we're bringing in, are guys with a quick step to the football. But to take it another step further, you could say they're all great tacklers, right? We force our cornerbacks, our safeties to tackle. You have to be a willing tackler, right? And that's part of tackling. You got to be willing to do it. So you got to be able to tackle, and you got to be just overall great transition step to the football and fast to the football. I absolutely like it. I like it. We're finding hidden gem after hidden gem out of the DB position. So even the guys that we kind of lost, like Nick McLeod, he's balling out. He's balling out too. And there's so many guys that just go around. Freaking Sean McDermott, he knows the DB position. Walter says, I don't like no Bills coach because he talks too much. Oh, gosh. How much a trade move Buffalo? We gave Zach Moss and a 6th-round pick for Nyheim Hines and a 7th-round pick for Dean Marlowe. So I think well worth it. Well worth it, Bills Mafia. Let's go. We getting it, guys. Comments, questions, concerns in the chat. Just discussing some Brandon Beane moves here tonight. Buffalo Bills balling. Yes, I agree. You can't pay everyone. As these years go on, it's getting harder and harder. But, Beane said getting Allen signed to a deal, having that structured out, knowing that our franchise quarterback, the biggest deal on this team, has already been made. He can try to work around it. So there are a lot of workarounds going on in the NFL right now. Colts fan, Damon says, a Colts fan here, I hate the trade, but congrats. You'll utilize Hines a lot better and make your offense even more potent. Absolutely love that comment, man. Appreciate it. And that's what we're discussing here tonight. It's just a good fit. You got a great fit for your team in Zach Moss. I think Zach Moss fits what you guys are trying to do offensively. Actually, your whole team philosophy really revolves around that, running the ball with Jonathan Taylor, running the ball with now Zach Moss, utilizing the play action with Matt Ryan, relying on your defense, keeping high potent passing attacks on the sideline so you can keep the game close and potentially win it at the end of the game. Whereas now the Buffalo Bills philosophy, Nyheim Hines fits us because we're trying to run up the score, right? We're trying to stop teams like you from running the ball and keeping Josh Allen on the sidelines. So it's a perfect fit. I think it's a great trade. It's a win-win for both of us. For both of us. I know your team has kind of gone a little bit sideways, but Kenny says we got Hines and Marlowe and only gave up Moss and 2 draft picks who would be on the practice squad next season probably. Big baller Beane is the man. Great take. Absolutely great take. Yeah, you think about it. That 7th-round pick draft selection, that 6th-round draft pick selection, would they have made the team? Would they have contributed to this team? I mean, we see it. Our 1st-round pick, Kaiir Elam, wasn't really contributing this year. I mean, 6th-round pick, Christian Benford, has been contributing this year. But, how valuable as we progress, as we get better, like how valuable are those 6th, 7th-round picks? It's a great take, Kenny. I like it. Dean Marlowe, Nyheim Hines are back in town. Come on, baby. Huge news. 3-headed monster. Wait until OBJ comes. We're going all the way. The Lombardi is ours. Hey, we'll see. Nyheim Hines is a poor man James Cook. I don't know. I don't agree with that. Actually. They ran the same 40 time. They have the same shuttle. James Cook is a little bit more agile. I think Hines is, he's got the experience. He's got those memorable moments on the football field, and we can trust him as a route runner this season. James Cook right now, there's some question marks. I mean, only 8 targets through 8 weeks. I mean, 1 target a week compared to Nyheim Hines, who has 28 targets. I mean, 20 more targets than James Cook through 8 weeks. I like it. I like it a lot. So, Colts fan. Love the fact that Pats are dead. I agree. Get out of here, Patriots. They're out of here. Johnny says Hines just muddies up the backfield. Give the carries to Singletary and Cook. That's an interesting take. Seeing that we did 75% snap count to Devin Singletary last week and then 25% to James Cook. Man, I'm really thinking that Nyheim Hines is just going to take over the snap count for James Cook completely. And James Cook is just going to sit there and learn behind Nyheim Hines. He's very visually learned behind him. Nyheim Hines is going to be the starter behind Devin Singletary. And James Cook is kind of going to be that backup. He's going to be fit into a backup role. Maybe the next couple of weeks, we still will utilize 3 backs to get Nyheim Hines used to this playbook and this offense and everything up to speed. But I really think come playoff time, we're going to rely on veteran Nyheim Hines back there, potentially James Cook. It's nice to have a different style running back in there too, to splice in, having a third. Even Ken Dorsey said, you never know how a game is going to unfold. And I think we'll definitely have all three called up. We'll have all three called up. Ravens 75 says, I respect how you guys add depth to help your offense. Yep. We're never complacent. Brandon Beane is never sitting on his hands. And if he sees a deficiency on this team, he's going to react to it and try to make us better. And really, that has been the problem. It was clear as day when Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde were out earlier in the season. And then when Poyer went out against Green Bay, it was not good. There was miscommunication between Jaquan Johnson, DeMar Hamlin. There was lack of confidence in Dane Jackson and Kyer Elam and Christian Benford. Man, I'll tell you right now, good thing Jordan Poyer got hurt late in that game because Green Bay could have easily won that. But now Dean Marlowe is here, bringing that veteran leadership in the back end of our defense. Come on, let's go. Let's get it. No faith in Tua. We'll see. Tua's still proving himself. It's just the weapons that he has. And he gets the ball out so quick. We'll be good. We'll be good. I think, honestly, what hurts Tua is his lack of height. With Hines, you're getting a faster, quicker back than Moss. A back that can block better than Cook. And he's more natural punt returner than Shakir. Wow, that's a great take, Major. I appreciate that take, too. So, yeah, it's something we didn't discuss so far, really, is the fact that, James Cook maybe not being targeted in the passing game because he's not that good of a pass blocker. And that's kind of it, too. Like, you have to be a solid pass blocker. Defenses have to respect your ability to pass block. And from Major here, we got to really look at Nyheim Hines, but he's saying that Nyheim Hines is a willing and able blocker for Josh Allen. So he's not only a guy that can run routes, he's not only a guy that can run the football, but he's also a pass blocking running back too, which teams have to take that into account. So when you see teams starting to blitz Josh Allen, right? Maybe they see James Cook out there and they're like, oh, we're blitzing. Anytime James Cook is out there blocking for Josh Allen, we're going to blitz. But now maybe since Hines is out there, they change their tune a little bit too. Right? Because he's a better blocker. I like that take. I'd say he's a little bit more agile, and he's definitely younger, and I would say he's probably slightly quicker and faster than Nyheim Hines. After being in the league since 2018, I think James Cook is definitely fresher. He reminds me of Chris Johnson. I say it all the time. Like, James Cook really reminds me of Chris Johnson. And with experience, James Cook and Nyheim Hines, these guys are our future. They're going to be here an awfully long time. Through 2025, they're going to be here. Nyheim Hines and James Cook. So, balling out. We doing it here. Here's Jonathan. The running backs to do work. They just have to find 3 running backs that fit well together, and they just did. Yep, I agree. Totally did. I like it. We finally got our backs situated. The backs that fit our team. We've been mixing and matching throughout all the years. Going back, LaShawn McCoy and Frank Gore, right? Chris Ivory we bring in. And it's just like Devin Singletary and Zach Moss. And it's just, oh my God. And now we're here. We got 3 backs that fit what we're trying to do offensively from a team philosophy. This is big. Mark today down. 11-1, 2022. This is big. What do you guys think Hines catches a touchdown in the Super Bowl this year? Huh? How about that? Damon says, unless you can get chunk yards in your run game, you'll waste the clock. And I think the type of running backs you'll have make house calls. Exactly. And that's what we've been talking about. Yep. You have to have a running back that could have chunk plays, right? And it's tough. I think the Buffalo Bills really forcing teams to pass the ball late in the game is huge. Running up the score is our philosophy, and it's simple. Running up the score is our philosophy. Having a running back that can run routes, that can catch the ball out of the backfield. We don't need a grinder like Moss. Unfortunately, he's just not a good fit. He's a good fit for the Colts, but not for us. Hines, only 25. He's actually, 26, under contract through 2025. So Cook and Hines will be here next 2 years. It's huge. You talk about the development, right? The bond between Hines and Allen and Cook. Cook and Hines working in the offseason, working on their route running in the offseason, developing as a player. And I really think Cook, he could set back and look at Hines this year, and he's going to be better because of Hines. James Cook will be a better running back because of this acquisition and trade for Nyheim Hines. And we could take a deep shot. Take a deep shot. Reload Production says take a deep shot. Hines and James Cook on a streak straight down the field. I want to see that this year too. We have yet to see that. We got yet to see that. Tummy says Bills aren't winning the Super Bowl this year. I'm sorry. You better be sorry. You better be sorry after that comment. Holy gosh. That was rough. We got to switch the comment up. Isaiah Hodgins is a big target in the red zone. He is a big target in the red zone. I like Isaiah Hodgins, man. He's hanging around. But Jake Kumaro, I think, is definitely got advantage over him. Khalil Shakir has been doing really well too, but just a big body. And one problem that we haven't really been given a lot of targets to Dawson Knox in the red zone, and tight ends are those red zone nightmares, right? For the opposing defenses. Like, to me, philosophy wise, you got to throw the ball at Travis Kelce to all the guys, throw it to him. Rob Gronkowski, like the big tight ends in the red zone, throw it to him, man. And Dawson Knox, he's just got such limited targets in the red zone this year, limited targets overall, but especially in the red zone. I'm shocked. Shocking here. Steve O'Sullivan says, I hope Moss takes advantage of this wake-up call. Man, yep, we'll see. Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss, new dynamic duo for the Colts. They got power overload there. Two physical type running backs. They're trying to out-physical teams there. Will it pay off for them? We shall see. We shall see. Jeff says, I like the trade. A pass-catching running back. That's right. Pass-catching running back and also Dean Marlowe are here for the Buffalo Bills. Unbelievable day for Bills Mafia. Huge. This is huge news. I mean, just as fast, Nyheim Hines as James Cook, pretty much. The experience, the route running, and then Dean Marlowe losing Jordan Poyer. Hopefully Jordan Poyer is not gone for too long. I mean, the initial reaction I had was like, oh, man, I'm pumped on Dean Marlowe. But in a sense, it's not a good sign for Jordan Poyer. Maybe they got news on Jordan Poyer being out an extended amount of time. Hopefully we don't lose Poyer for the whole freaking season. That'd be a huge loss. I mean, Dean Marlowe's good, don't get me wrong, but he's no Dean Marlowe. He's no Micah Hyde. Oh, gosh. Crazy. Absolutely crazy, guys. So get your comments, questions in here. We celebrating here 11/1/2022. Mark it down. Nyheim Hines, Dean Marlowe come back to Buffalo for the Super Bowl run. We balling out of control. The Miami Dolphins made some serious moves. Bradley Chubb and Wilson, the running back from the 49ers, making moves. Let's go Buffalo Bills Mafia. Let's see. We got another stat here. Stefan says J.D. McKissic versus Nyheim Hines touchdowns since 2018. McKissic has 8 touchdowns. Hines has 17. Wow. Are you kidding me? Thank you for that stat. Just goes to show you. Bills were interested in J.D. McKissic, right? We had J.D. McKissic signed at the beginning of this year, and he backed out. J.D. McKissic backed out at the beginning of this year to go back to the Commanders. And Brandon Beane was like, what? We had a deal made. J.D. McKissic. And then as the season progresses, we hear swirling rumors of Saquon Barkley, right? Of Kareem Hunt, of Christian McCaffrey, of all these guys wanting another running back. And sure enough, the Buffalo Bills trade Zach Moss for Nyheim Hines, a running back that has 17 touchdowns since 2018. Huge. Absolutely huge. Like it. Melissa says, Brandon Beane, man, I'm excited. I can't wait. I love Beane. He is wonderful. We barely even play Shakir. Why are we going to play Hodgins? Exactly. I know. Yeah. Yep. And we did rely on Gabe Davis his rookie year. So we're willing to rely on Shakir his rookie year. Yep, Lucas, we're talking about it. Luke, Dean Marlowe is back here in Buffalo Bills uniform. Woo! Take that. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Let's go. The difference between Tyreek and Diggs is the mentality. Diggs is him. I am him. Let's go. Tua gets it to our tight ends in the red zone all the time. Oh, gosh. Yeah, but when we got Tremaine Edmonds with his hands way up there and Greg Rousseau, his hands way up there, good luck. Good luck. Johnny Blaze says bringing back Marlowe was a great trade. It definitely was. Definitely was. See here. Hines, Marlowe, trade day is going to be fully activated. Hey, we're gonna rock out here. Trade days day to day. He could very well be a go against the Jets. This is gonna be a great game. This is gonna be a great game. I think we're gonna see Hines right away. We'll probably see him against the Jets here. Hopefully, maybe that'd be sweet. That's right. You guys say it. We doing it. We doing it. Hines ran a 4.3840, fastest on the team right now. Yep, I'd say he's just as fast as James Cook. He's just as fast as James Cook, without a doubt. Just as explosive. I'd say that James Cook probably a little bit more agile, slightly a little bit more agile. We already looked it up at the beginning of this feed. Damon says Hines is very durable, rarely fumbles, and hardly ever injured. I'm low-key pulling for the Bills this year. As a side, Moss is cool for the Colts, but he's a dime a dozen talent-wise. We lost the trade. Ooh, man. Yeah, man. See, I think anyone that's like big and heavy, you hand the ball to them, and they got enough head of steam, I don't know. I think they could pretty much try to do what you're trying to accomplish with Zach Moss, to be honest. But Zach Moss, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He is more, and he can pass block too. He's a decent pass blocker as well. But through development, we'll see. We'll see. He just doesn't have top-end high speed. Does fumble a decent amount too as well. So, yeah, I think we definitely got the running back here. We definitely got the running back. And, you got a player and a draft pick, right? So you got a 6th-round pick and Zach Moss for just Nyheim Hines. So I think it was a fair trade overall. We'll see. Jeff says, I hear Trey will play. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I know McDermott yesterday in his interview said he's day-to-day. He could very well play. I know he's probably going to be limited. He was limited in practice. We'll see. We'll see, guys. You guys are all freaking awesome here tonight. Balling out of control here at Bills News Consolidated, doing long-form, short-form videos, going live during the week, doing the live play-by-plays, discussing some big baller bean trades. Dean Marlowe, Nyheim Hines, get hyped up, Bills Mafia. Are you guys kidding me right now? I love it. Mr. Zero, we signed Dean Marlowe, ex-Buffalo Bill. He is here. Huge news, Bills Mafia. Huge news. I had to go live, discuss it here tonight. At the beginning of this video, too, if you guys weren't here, make sure you look. We looked at the player ratings, overall speed ratings, comparing James Cook to Nyheim Hines, taking a look at Damar Hamlin, at Jaquan Johnson, and also Dean Marlowe. Recapping everything here. Brandon Beane brings in a running back with years left on his contract, just as fast as James Cook, more experience, 10 times the amount of experience than James Cook, 72 game starts for Nyheim Hines compared to James Cook's 7 game starts, 28 targets so far, receiving targets so far Nyheim Hines has had in 2022. James Cook has only had 8. So the Bills are looking for a receiving type running back. This is a freaking perfect fit for the Bills. Buffalo Bills are Super Bowl bound. Miami Dolphins definitely made some serious moves today, but it will not be enough for our Buffalo Bills. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like, subscribe for future content. You guys are all freaking awesome. Brandon Beane does it up for Bills Mafia. Let's go. Johnny, Luke, Jamal, Jamie, everyone, Mr. Zero, Mike, Jeff, everyone, Damon, everyone in the chat. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. We're going to be doing this a lot more often. If you guys want to go live with me too through StreamYard, send me a DM on Instagram. That's the best way. You guys can join live with me. We can discuss things all tonight. But check you guys soon. Go Bills. Peace.